What's up, guys? Welcome to a road episode. I'm on the road with Matt McCusker. We are doing the Fitzgerald Theater. It's my first ever theater gig, so yeah, cheers for that. We're going to do it here in a couple hours, so I'm pretty hyped. I'd say I'm anxious. I'm not really nervous. I'm just like anxious to get it going. But yeah, it's exciting. We're doing Des Moines, Iowa tomorrow, another theater, so. Really hype. It's going to be, 1,000+ people in these places, so it's going to be loud and everyone's going to be excited. So I'm really excited to do it. And we flew first class here. Incredible. I'm definitely going to share some videos and pictures of the stuff on here because the trip has been wild so far. Honestly, it's this is my second time flying first class for comedy. Obviously, I only travel first class for comedy only because I would never do that on my own because I don't really see the point in it. I mean, obviously, if you have enough money, it makes sense, but otherwise, it's pretty waste. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I was a little bit. I walked in because it's my second time flying first class. First time I flew first class, it was very nice. It was very and then whenever whenever you walk on a plane, you're like, oh, you got like a third string plane. Or you're like, oh, okay, this is a very lower tier plane here. And so I would have been mad if I'd have purchased first class and then, you're walking in, you're like, oh, this is like, this plane doesn't even have TVs. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you'd feel a little gypped, right? So anyway, but it was nice. I mean, it was crazy. They ask you for breakfast. They're like, "Wait, are you dining breakfast with us today, sir?" And I was like, yeah, sure, yeah. They give you a whole menu, the specials and all. I'm like, God damn, this is crazy, And they bring out this nice, beautiful charcuterie spread. And they give you, I said this last time I flew first class, but they give you a real glass, like a real glass cup there. And they give you ice water or whatever you want, liquor. People, by the way, just slamming liquor in the AM, just screwdrivers going around. They're like, oh, wow, okay. Always surprises me about that. I'm like, wow, people really do have problems out there. But the charcuterie, I just thought it was an interesting. I mean, they laid like this white towel, like this beautiful like white towel down, and then they put the charcuterie on top of the tray, and they give you real silverware. I thought it'd be such a funny image, like if God forbid, if the plane would go down, it would start the crazy heavy turbulence, the glasses are clinking, and and I have like a towel tucked into my shirt, and I have a fork and knife in each hand. I'm like, what the bloody hell is going on here? Such a luxury dining experience in the air. We did hit turbulence at one point. I'm like, this is silly. I just have a charcuterie fucking spread fall in my lap. It looks it really is like, this is ridiculous. This amount of eating while on a plane seems very, very silly. And I ended up watching. I'm never prepared on a plane, by the way. For those of you who don't know, for whatever reason, I'm just not prepared. I don't know. I have no storage on my phone, so I have no games on my phone. I don't have any kind of whatever. Some guys have Steam Decks and shit, and I'm like, I don't have an iPad or nothing, so I'm just sitting there raw dogging the plane, right? Thank God for the charcuterie board. I was kind of hoping first class would have some fucking TVs because obviously I have nothing. I just don't have anything. I didn't have a book with me, nothing. So I just was like, damn, all right, I just don't. I was kind of just looking at the seat in front of me for a second, and then I realized there was a guy next to me. I assume a rich guy because he was watching golf in first class. I would assume if you're watching golf first class, you got some money. You know what I'm saying? And, just ended up watching this guy watch golf on his iPad. Very entertaining, considering, relative to not having anything to look at. It was entertaining. Otherwise, it'd be very boring if you had anything else to do. Because it was not interesting. It was the Masters, which is sick, but It kept like buffering, like because obviously you're like on a plane, so like the iPad started like buffering, trying to load the video, and then for a second I would like be watching it, and I was like, I couldn't tell if the guy was like trying to like, you know how they kind of wait before their shot to kind of like they like adjust their feet and they adjust the club and all. So for a second I was like, oh, he's just getting ready to do his shot, and then it like went on for like way too long. Where I'm like, oh, I guess he's not. Is he gonna shoot or? And then I realized it was loading. So again, it's very like a dumb thing to watch on a plane. But that's the only thing I had to look at. So I was looking at that. But yeah, I mean the flight experience was nice. It was a very quick flight out here to Minnesota, and then we got a rental car, very nice rental car. We got a pickup truck. I never got a rental car pickup truck, but it was nice to experience that, you know, and just the open road. We had to drive from Minnesota to St. Paul. That's where we're performing, and it's a little drive, like a little 30-minute drive, and there's something nice about a pickup truck and the open road. It was like, man, felt free, you know, felt free for a bit, and then we drove up to this hotel, very nice hotel, extremely nice. I mean, very, you know, I felt like I was in Home Alone 2, where he goes to New York, and they got that weird, you know, they got the weird clerks and all. But yeah, the guy that pulls up, right? So we pull up to the hotel, and there's a guy that's like a valet, and he has like a top hat, like an Abe Lincoln fucking top hat, and crazy, like it was like I guess it's like themed, like it's like England, like it's a English castle or something, because we walk in and it's like dun 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 dun. That's like the music playing while you're walking up to the hotel. And I'm like, God damn, this place is nice, right? Gold doors. And, you know, we check in and all. And the elevator is also gold. It's like Trump Tower in this place. Everything's just gold. And then we get in and they have like an advertisement for like tea time. Not even kidding. They have like tea time. I've never even heard of this. They have like an advertisement for tea. I was like, God damn, I'm living large. So anyway, it's a very nice hotel. Very classy spot. I feel very grateful. Kind of a good look at the city. I'll probably include it in the video as well. Good look at the city from my room. Feeling classy. I'm wearing, I mean, come on. You know you got to do it. When you got a hotel where they got these, I mean, paper thin slippers. Because I don't really, there's something about hotel carpets that are, there's too much mystery there for me. I don't know how long this carpet's been in this hotel room. I don't know who has, you know, done God only knows what on this carpet. So there is part of me that doesn't want to be barefoot in a hotel room, but I mean, I've done it. I'm not saying I'm above it. I'm just saying there is a little bit of like, you know, this one I wouldn't mind because this is a nice hotel, right? So I don't really think about it like, oh man, I don't know if I would want to go barefoot on this, but it seems nice, it seems clean, you know what I mean? So it's not like I'm like really second guessing it, but it's a nice hotel. It's a really nice spot. I will say this is a weird lifestyle, traveling. Anytime someone asks, this is a little insider info about comedians, and I'm sure most people know this, but it is funny almost every time it happens. Where we're traveling around, we're talking to the rental car guy, and the guy's like, oh yeah, what are you guys in town for? And comedians never respond. Any real headliner I've ever traveled with, like they never respond like, oh, I'm headlining the Fitzgerald Theater. Right? And like, no, you're always just like, oh, just work. And the guy's like, oh, you know. And if they pry, right, if they're like, oh, what do you do for a living? You know, then maybe you say it. But I mean, usually if you say, oh, we're just here for work, they usually don't pry any more than that. But it is so funny that like you would think comedians would want to be like, I'm a comedian, and then people would be like, wow, what? You know, but we just don't, no one does. I think it's because of the annoying questions that people ask after that. You know, it's the follow-up questions that are so annoying that we really just avoid the interaction altogether. We really will just be like, we just, you know, we're plumbers. We're traveling plumbers. We'll say anything. I swear to God, we'll just say anything else. Because it is just the follow-up questions that are annoying, you know? And then God forbid, I mean, you know, I'm sure if you're famous, it's even worse if they, like, look you up right in front of you and then they're like, oh, my God, can I get a picture? You know, it's just like a weird, just try to avoid that as much as you can, if you can. But, and the plane, you know, so usually I've only traveled with Matt once before, but we usually try to, like, you know, it seems like his booking agent or whatever, whoever books the flights, like, books us right next to each other. We're sitting together. And this was an interesting thing that happened. There was like a young. I mean, I walked in and I was like, I noticed my seat is Matt's in the next aisle or whatever. Like he's in the row across the aisle or whatever. So we're still kind of like next to each other. But then I noticed that there was a girl. Like she's like, I mean, I don't even know. Like probably like 11 or something. Next to the seat that I'm supposed to sit in. And so I'm like putting my bag up, and then I hear a lady go, sir. I'm like, what? And the lady goes, do you mind if you move back here so I can sit with my daughter? Which is a weird, which I didn't mind. You know, immediately I was like, yeah, but it's also like, I don't have a fucking choice in this situation. You know what I mean? It's like, honestly, I didn't want to move because it was the first row of seats. So it's like I would have, you know, and obviously, like, you know, whatever. It was like 4 rows back, 5 rows back. So it wasn't even that big of a deal. Still first class, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't really care. But it is funny that women, I have realized, are kind of masters at this. They are masters at giving people, especially men, giving men offers they cannot refuse, right? Because I couldn't have been like, no, I want to sit by your daughter. You know, I couldn't have done that. So I had to be... I had to be like, yeah, absolutely, of course. You know, I couldn't have even showed hesitation, you know? So I was like, oh, yeah, absolutely, you know? And that's what I've realized is that, like, you know, they always say, like, peer pressure in high school, that's like a big thing. Peer pressure is serious. You know, your peers will make you do things you don't want to do, and, they'll talk you into it. I've never really fallen under peer pressure at all. No pressure from my peers, really. Never been susceptible. But random women, I will say, definitely, I especially growing up, I'd say they'll make you do shit you don't want to do. I mean, that's true. You know? That's just true. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like you could just... When I was young, if a woman, especially like an older woman, if a woman was like, come on, don't be a fucking pussy, that's going to get me. That's going to get me to do something way more than some guy being like, come on, bro, fucking don't be a pussy, or whatever. If a woman is calling you a pussy, it's like a quadruple dog dare you. Like you have, like, it's beyond even a dare at that point. It's your manhood is on full display, and you're being tested at the highest level. You almost like it's like biological. Like you just have to do it. It is a crazy thing. So I just find that to be. I thought that was like one of those moments where I'm like, oh, I can't I really can't say no here, because then that would make me look crazy or weird or bad. So I just did it. I just moved 5 rows back, let her have it, you know, and I complied. I complied to what the woman wants, and it was nice. I didn't mind it. I didn't want to sit by the fucking, you know, I didn't want to sit by a fucking 11-year-old girl. And I didn't notice. I did take note of who was sitting next to who on the plane, because I was wondering who's with who and all. And I get up, and I overhear a conversation behind me, and it's this older man next to this like clearly like college age, maybe just out of college looking chick. And the guy, I overheard her say, yeah, just, you know, look me up on LinkedIn or whatever. And I could tell the guy is like, it's like he's like, old guys have this weird tactic I've noticed where they will like try to get a young lady a job while also like trying to get their dick sucked possibly. It's a weird like thing that guys do where they're like, "Oh, well, I run a company and we have been looking for entry-level positions if you're interested in that type of thing." Like it's a weird like they definitely are there's a weird creepy angle that's like right there. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that guy had good intentions, right? But you're looking at him, and I was kind of, watching them interact for a second, and I was like, oh, this guy is like, he's like trying to mac on this lady. That's crazy. I mean, that's just, I can't even imagine, bro, because he probably had to be 50 or something. I just can't even imagine, even myself, and I'm 32, I can't imagine talking to someone in their early 20s. Like, in like 21, 22 even. It's just like it would be annoying to the like, especially things that they just don't even know or relate to or really anything like that. It would just be so disconnecting that I don't understand why. It's interesting guys are like into that because obviously like young women are attractive. Like that's like, and to say that you wouldn't be interested in that is kind of like okay, right? Or you're like, yeah, you're trying to, but it's like, no, but there is also like, if you're trying to hook up with somebody, you have to at least on some level connect with that person, right? I mean, unless you're like, I guess unless you're like paying for a prostitute or whatever, but it's like extremely transactional. But I mean, I just don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're talking to some like person or trying to pick somebody up at the bar or something, like you, at the very least, you're gonna have to entertain a very annoying conversation. And I just don't know how people get through that part. Oh, speaking of whores, sorry. Speaking of sex workers, I thought about this the other day. What would you rather have? OnlyFans mom or podcast dad? Let me know what you think in the comments. I do think I think OnlyFans mom would obviously be more jarring, or obviously that would suck. You wouldn't want to look at that. However, she would have more money than podcast dad. That's the thing. Statistically, she would have more money than podcast dad. So, and then podcast dad, kind of sad, right? You're just like, oh God, dad's confessing too much about himself on the internet. Both very vulnerable on the internet. I'm just saying one's most likely more profitable than the other. So it's like I would feel, I don't know. I think I would. I mean, maybe I'm biased, but I do want podcast dad. I think that would probably be. I just have no. I can't even imagine my dad having a podcast. I don't know what that would be. It would just be him doing fucking. It'd be him like doing Pepsi challenge videos, but it would be him doing like a Bud Light challenge or something where he's trying to figure out if it's closing his eyes. He's blindfolded and he's trying to see if he could see if it's Bud Light, Budweiser, or Busch Light or something. He's just doing like blind beer tests. Called it. He's just like, called it. Budweiser called it. Comment called it below. Comment called it in the comments. That would be the worst podcast ever. My dad on a podcast, I don't think it would be very good at all. He'd probably end up talking about the weather or work, both extremely boring topics. Not saying that I'm any more interesting or, entertaining here. This is a ROADCAST, okay? I don't know of what you expected, but I'm not really bringing my all here, okay? I didn't really come prepared. I'm on the road. I'm about to do this theater show. Honestly, I got my set in my head that I'm like going over and over and over again, even while I'm talking to you right now. I'm just trying to think over, because I don't know if you ever talked to 1,000 people before, but it's a lot of faces on you, and it's just a deep sea of like kind of darkness and you can't really see everybody, but you feel the presence of all of them there. It's overwhelming. And I'm trying not to psych myself out while I explain it right now, actually. No, I think it's going to be good. I'm not nervous. I will say I'm not nervous, but I am a little interested in seeing how it's going to be because I've just never done it. You just never know. You never know until you do something, you know? And it always feels like, you go on the road to these places. By the way, Minnesota, it seems really clean. I don't know. I mean, again, I don't really know anything about it. You know what's crazy? I didn't know anything about Twin Cities. I guess I've heard Twin Cities or something, but I've never heard, like, I know the Twins is the baseball team, but then you come out here and everyone's like, Twin City, bro. It's Twin City. And you're like, okay, whatever the fuck that means, right? And then they got, like, airport. The airport is so clean. The city is so clean, but I guarantee you this is one of those cities that I would tell somebody that this place is so clean, they'll like, scoff at you. They're like, oh, as if, right? Because you're like, I mean, this seems pretty clean. Seems pretty damn clean. I mean, compared to New Orleans, Austin's, I would say it's dirtier for sure. I wouldn't say it's the most dirty, but it's pretty damn clean out here. People just don't take their city for granted, I will say. But and the weed apparently legal here, which I thought was surprising. I did not know that. I thought they sold weed at the airport because I saw they had a vending machine that said pharmacy on it, and it had a green plus sign. Which, I mean, I'm pretty sure anyone would think that means weed, right? I mean, I'm sorry. I thought we all agreed that green plus sign means weed, and it says pharmacy on it. So then I was thought they were trying to be cute, like, oh, it's it's a weed pharmacy or something. And then I walked up and it was just like sunscreen, toothpaste, and Tylenol. I was like, oh, okay. Like, what the fuck? What is? It's like a mini pharmacy, I guess, but it's like, what's with all the green around it? You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to think like this is like a false advertisement. That's like how you're just like swindling people over to this vending machine. You know what I mean? Making it look a lot like weed, like a weed vending machine, but it's not, you know. But hey, at least they got weed here. They do have weed. I looked up the weed laws, and apparently you can have 2 ounces on you in public, 2 pounds on you at the house. Damn. And you can have 8 plants. You can have 8 plants, 2 pounds at your house. And then they say, which I thought was really funny, they're like, but you can't sell it. You can't sell it. It's like, okay, sure. If I have 2 pounds at the house and I have 8 plants, buddy, I'm selling weed. That's like, what do you, you know what I'm saying? That is a small growing operation. That is not, it's like, there's no possible way I could put this down unless I have a family of 8 and we all smoke weed. Then maybe. But they say don't. That's like, yeah, I'm gonna be selling weed. I don't know what the fuck. Such a funny law. You know, because nothing else is like. I guess you can't. You have to have a permit to sell anything, I guess. But come on. It's just not realistic. You know, and they just changed all the weed laws in Texas, and I talked about it on this podcast already, but it really is insane. You know, I feel bad for these head shops. I feel bad for these smoke shops that they just put all the Delta 9, they just loaded up on Delta 9. They just stacked up Delta 9, THCA, all that crap. And then the state of Texas just pulled a just kidding on you. Guys, we're just joking around. Reverse it. It's actually illegal. It's a felony to have any of this. It's like, oh my God. What a different law that is. You know? And a part of me makes me wonder if they're going to confiscate all this weed and then sell it to other states. So they're going to start doing like raids and shit on these on some of these stores and then start selling it to states where it's legal. I mean, who knows? I mean, it would certainly be a way to make money for the state for sure. Because you could find the store, right? So that'd be money there, and then reselling the weed, that would be money there. I mean, I'm not saying that's what they're doing. I'm just saying, I mean, boy, if they wanted to do that, they could make a lot of money doing it. Scary times. Weird times we're living in, bro. I mean, goddamn, Tiger Woods going down. Tiger Woods, buddy, I feel so bad for the guy because he was a winner my whole life. He was winning. Ever since I was born, he was winning. I mean, And now just on his way out, it's sad. I mean, I don't know if you saw it, but I mean, the guy was like inebriated and driving. And apparently like flipped his car and then he called the president. I mean, wow. You fucked up if you're calling the president. I mean, that's like wow. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. I mean, he called the president like I called my dad after my first wreck in high school. I mean, that's like crazy though. Like it's so crazy. You know how many people Tiger Woods knows? I mean, he knows former presidents, right? He's probably like cool with Obama, He knows like lawyers and CEOs. God knows who Tiger Woods knows that could get him out of a pinch. I mean, he knew he fucked up. He's like, no, I got to go current president for this one. This is bad. Like he called the current president. Just called up Trump. And then the cops walk up to the scene, right? After he flipped his car and he goes, don't worry, guys, I just got off the phone with the president. I mean, if that's not the most inebriated thing to say, that's like the most intoxicated thing to say ever. I hope the cops recognized it was Tiger Woods walking up to him. I mean, I hope they weren't like, who's this guy? He just flipped his car? And the guy's like, don't worry, I just got off the phone with the president. The cop had to be like, yeah, I'm going to need some backup. This guy's out of his mind. Over. This guy's fucking crazy. Please send help. Over. I mean, what a crazy scene that is. By the way, it's like, I hate the phones now. It's like it's a weird thing to have access to. I'm like on the phones are so weird in that way where it's like, I shouldn't be on the toilet watching body cam footage of like a successful athlete's worst day ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just such a weird, like mid-wipe. I'm like, I don't know how he's going to get out of this. It's like, it's such a weird, I could watch body cam footage of his arrest and then be like, you know what? I want to see him win one last time. And then I'd switch on like his 97 Masters performance right after that. I could go back to back in the matter of seconds. Watch the worst day of his life and then watch the best day of his life. It's like I'm God on the toilet. I mean, it's a weird, phones are fucking, I'm telling you, they're ruining society. That being said, if you haven't followed me on Instagram, please do. No, just kidding. If you haven't subscribed to the Patreon, please do. No, but seriously, if you haven't subscribed to the Patreon, please do. I'm going to be posting a lot of really cool content. I'm going to be on the road with James McCann here soon, so we'll be posting a lot on there with James McCann. Going to be doing some fun shit on there. Patreon.com/KillinTime. Check it out. I'll have the description in the link in the description, rather. But yeah, please check it out. I'll be also posting some upcoming dates with James on my Instagram, so be on the lookout for that if you want to come check it out. We're doing tons of cities, and I'll be posting that very soon. Really excited about that, and yeah, I'll keep y'all updated. I'm gonna do a Patreon episode after. Ooh, I just came up with this idea. Brilliant idea. I'm gonna be doing the Patreon episode right after the theater show. so I can do a theater show review on the Patreon. So if you're interested in that, subscribe. Love you guys for listening. Thank you for supporting me, as always. Till next week. Peace.